A father and his young daughter board a high-speed train for what should be a simple 3-hour journey to Busan. But minutes after departure, something goes terribly wrong. A bleeding woman stumbles onto the train just as the doors close, and within seconds, she transforms into something inhuman. Her eyes turn white. Her body convulsions violently. And when she stands up, she's no longer human, she's a monster driven by one single urge, to feed. What starts as one infected passenger quickly becomes 2, then 10, then an unstoppable wave of zombies that tears through car after car. The father watches in horror as fellow passengers are ripped apart and turned within seconds. There's nowhere to run. No place to hide. They're trapped on a speeding train with a zombie army multiplying by the minute. Every car they flee to eventually gets overrun. Every safe zone becomes a death trap. And the father realizes that surviving isn't just about reaching the next car, it's about making impossible choices between saving strangers or protecting his daughter. Outside the train windows, the world is burning. Cities have fallen. The military has been overrun. And the train barrels forward at full speed toward Busan, the last city that might still be safe. But even if they survive the zombies on board, will there be anything left when they arrive? This is a story about ordinary people facing an extraordinary nightmare, where the greatest enemy isn't just the undead, it's human selfishness when survival is on the line. The story begins with a truck driver approaching a quarantine zone checkpoint. His vehicle is immediately surrounded by workers who spray it with disinfectant from all sides. The driver asks one of them what's happening, and the worker casually mentions there was a minor leak in the biotech district. He insists it's nothing serious and shouldn't cause any major problems. The driver continues on his route, frustrated because these leaks keep happening and they always cause his products to spoil. As he drives, his phone rings. While reaching for it, he accidentally hits something on the road. He quickly gets out to check and discovers he's struck a deer. After confirming his truck has no damage to the bumper, he decides to leave the animal on the road and drives away. But moments after he leaves, something strange happens. The deer suddenly comes back to life, its eyes revealing something deeply unsettling about what just occurred. Meanwhile, in the city, a fund manager named Seok-woo is at his office talking to a client on the phone about stocks and investment strategies. He scrolls through a news website and spots a headline about mysterious fish deaths occurring in a local reservoir. This catches his attention immediately. Seok-woo quickly calls his assistant and orders him to sell all the stocks from a specific chemical company. His assistant worries this action could result in massive market losses, but Seok-woo gives a stern command to follow his orders without question. Later, Seok-woo parks his car and argues with his ex-wife on the phone about their daughter Suan. The girl wants to visit her mother the next day for her birthday, but Seok-woo doesn't want to let her travel alone to Busan. He arrives home where his mother opens the door for him. Walking into Suan's room, he finds her talking to her mom on the phone, insisting she can take the train by herself. She hears him enter and quickly hangs up the call. Seok-woo sits next to his daughter and asks her to wait one more week until he has less work pressure, promising he'll take her to Busan then. To make up for it, he gives her the birthday present early. Suan opens it excitedly, but her face falls when she realizes it's the exact same gift he gave her last year. He asks what else she might want, and she tells him simply that she wants to see her mommy. Suan says she'll go alone so she doesn't waste his precious time. Tell me the time and country you're watching from. Later, Seok-woo and his mother talk about the situation. She tells him to have a proper heart-to-heart conversation with his wife when he goes to Busan. He explains it's a crucial period for him at work right now, but his mom reminds him it's also a crucial period in Suan's life. She then shows him a camera with a recording of Suan's school recital that he missed. Seok-woo watches the video and sees how hurt his daughter was by his absence. She even forgot her lines during the performance because she was so upset. Seeing this, he decides to take her to Busan the next day. In the car the following morning, Seok-woo talks to Suan about the recital, trying to turn it into a life lesson about perseverance. While talking, he almost crashes into an ambulance on the road. They stop and watch as an entire convoy of emergency vehicles drives past them. Suddenly, Suan notices something strange. Dark soot is falling from the sky like snow. In the car's reflection, they can see a distant fire burning somewhere in the city. At the train station, the train to Busan is preparing to depart. The conductor walks into his cabin and the attendants get everything ready for the journey. The coach of a baseball team tells all his players to sit down properly. They watch as one of their cheerleaders walks onto the train, and the boys get excited. An elderly woman named In-gil offers her companion Jong-gil a boiled egg as they settle into their seats. Seok-woo and Suan board the train together. He immediately calls his office and tells them he'll be back before lunchtime. Just before the train doors close, a hurt girl stumbles onto the car at the last second. She has visible bite marks on her leg and looks severely injured. As the train begins to pull away from the station, Suin looks out the window and sees a man violently attacking a station worker on the platform. A businessman named Yan Suk tells one of the attendants that a strange man has been sitting in the bathroom for an unusually long time. The attendant goes to investigate. Curious about what's happening, Suin follows to see. The man in the bathroom keeps repeating that everyone is going to pass away, but the attendant doesn't understand what he means. She tries to convince him to come out, but he refuses. Meanwhile, the bitten girl walks through the train cars in obvious pain. She suddenly faints and collapses on the floor, but strangely, no one seems to notice her lying there. Suin needs to use the bathroom, but she runs into Sang-hwa, a man who's standing guard outside the door. He politely tells her his pregnant wife Sung-kyung is inside and asks Suin to use another bathroom in the next car. The female attendant finds the collapsed girl convulsing violently on the floor. She immediately calls for medical assistance through her radio. At that moment, Seok-woo is awakened by his phone ringing. He notices that Suin has left her seat and isn't nearby. His assistant calls to tell him that something serious is happening all across the country. Seok-woo hangs up and goes to search for his daughter. The passengers in one car are watching the chaos unfolding on the TV news. The attendant keeps calling her chief for help as the bitten girl suddenly stands up. To everyone's horror, she has fully transformed into a zombie. Her chief starts running toward that car, but when he arrives, the girl is already on the attendant's back, biting into her neck. The sight terrifies everyone watching. The zombie girl attacks the baseball team next, and the attendant she bit quickly transforms as well. Complete chaos breaks loose as the infection spreads rapidly. The chief attendant desperately tells passengers in the next car to run away immediately. Meanwhile, Seok-woo is still searching for his daughter when he notices something terrible happening in the other car. Suin hears the screams too from where she is. People start running past both of them in panic. Seok-woo watches in horror as the chief attendant gets attacked by the zombie attendant. Within seconds, the chief transforms as well and turns his attention toward Seok-woo. Suin appears behind her father at that moment. He grabs her hand tightly and they run together as a massive wave of zombies chases them through the train cars. Sang-hwa tells his wife to hurry when he notices the commotion. A zombie bites into a woman right in front of them. At Sung-kyung's urging, Sang-hwa tries to help the woman, but the zombie attacks him instead. Seok-woo manages to run into the next car while Sang-hwa locks the bathroom door with a zombie trapped inside. He yells for his wife to run, but more zombies arrive within seconds. The other passengers are still watching everything unfold on the TV screen as people from infected cars rush into their section. Seok-woo reaches a door and slams it shut just before Sung-kyung's face. Sang-hwa fights off another zombie with his bare hands, and both he and his wife manage to enter the car. They close the door behind them just before the zombies can follow. Seok-woo makes an important observation: the zombies don't know how to open doors. He tells Sang-hwa to stop holding it shut. He also realizes the creatures only attack when they can see people moving. Sung-kyung quickly covers the door window with newspapers, which stops the zombies from trying to break through. The conductor makes an announcement that they won't be stopping at the next town as planned. Yan Suk talks to the conductor through an intercom, asking if he even knows what's happening on the train. The conductor replies that the order came directly from the control center. Seok-woo gets a call from his mother because she's extremely worried about them. She tells him to take good care of his daughter. While they're on the phone, his mother transforms into a zombie. Seok-woo realizes what happened but doesn't tell Suin the terrible truth. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. The train slows down as it passes through a station. People at that station desperately bang on the windows, begging for help as zombies attack and consume them. A government official appears on TV making a public announcement. He informs citizens that violent riots have broken out in several major cities, resulting in many casualties. The government has closed down numerous major districts across the country. People on the train check social media and see horrifying videos of people being attacked. The announcement continues, informing citizens that a state of emergency has been declared. The official tells people not to trust fake news, to stay calm, and to remain at home. He assures everyone their safety isn't in danger, even as cities burn in the background of the broadcast. The passengers have barricaded the door and are moving toward the opposite end of the train. Suin tells her father that her mom's phone isn't working, so he sits her down while trying to call himself. In-gil makes Jong-gil take the seat next to them, so Suin gives In-gil her own seat instead. Sang-hwa sees the father and daughter approaching. He's still angry that Seok-woo shut the door in their faces earlier. Seok-woo scolds Suin for being selfless, telling her she needs to take care of herself first in dangerous situations like these. Another announcement from the conductor informs them they'll be stopping at a station where the military has been deployed to secure their safety. Seok-woo overhears Yan Suk on the phone asking someone which cities can still be entered. It seems the city they're stopping at isn't on the safe list. Seok-woo tells his daughter to stay where she is and goes to another car to make a private call. Sang-hwa asks Suin about her father's job. When she mentions he's a fund manager, Sang-hwa comments that it means he's basically a bloodsucker. The kid quietly agrees, saying everyone tells her the same thing about her dad. His wife tries to lighten the mood by giving Suin some candy. She tells the girl to say hello to her baby and touch her belly. Suin feels the baby kick inside. Seok-woo calls a powerful client who he thinks can help them. He asks about the city they're stopping at, and the man tells Seok-woo that once they arrive, everyone will be quarantined. When Seok-woo mentions his daughter is with him and offers to do the man a favor if he helps, the client agrees. He tells Seok-woo not to go to the main square but to head to the east square instead. He'll inform his people. Later, the train arrives at the city where military should be waiting, but the station is completely empty. Nobody is there at all. Yeon-suk pushes his way out first, and everyone else follows, including Seok-woo and Suin. The remaining baseball team kids walk out carrying their baseball bats. One of the attendants takes the conductor to see the zombie-filled car. Yeon-suk meets them and mentions that Busan is one of the only cities still safe. He tells the conductor to disconnect the zombie car, but it can't be done that way. The conductor agrees they should go directly to Busan, but he wants to bring the other passengers back to the train first. Meanwhile, all the passengers are walking into the eerily empty station. Seok-woo enters a restricted area with Suin to reach the east square. The homeless man from earlier follows them because he overheard the phone call and wants to come along. Suin wants to tell the other passengers about the safe route, and she gets sad when her father won't let her. As the rest of the passengers go down an escalator, Sang-hwa notices something very strange about the station's atmosphere. At the same moment, a man appears at the end of the hallway where Seok-woo and Suin are standing. The homeless man runs after him, and Seok-woo tells Suin to stay there while he follows. When the passengers reach the bottom of the escalator, they discover the military has been completely turned into zombies. The massive horde immediately attacks the helpless passengers. Sang-hwa sees it happening just in time and gets his wife onto the stairs so they can escape. Seok-woo gets a call from his client saying he can't reach his people. At that moment, a zombie appears behind an officer in the hallway and attacks him viciously. The homeless man slips and falls as more zombies appear and consume the officer. Seok-woo runs back to Suin, who is almost attacked by a zombie. But Sang-hwa saves her at the last second. Seung-kyung grabs the girl and they run away together to safety. The baseball team waits for them at a door, and once everyone gets through, they close it tightly. Seok-woo struggles to get a zombie off of him when the homeless man helps and runs toward the door. Sang-hwa sees him coming and opens the door, then keeps it open for Seok-woo as well. They all push the door closed together, desperately trying to lock it as zombies slam against it from the other side. Seung-kyung is almost at the train when she sees that some passengers are being attacked by the train's zombie horde. They still run down the stairs as other passengers enter the train from different sides. Suddenly, the station zombie horde breaks through the glass windows, falling directly onto the train platform. One zombie falls on top of Jong-gil, but fortunately it's too damaged to attack her. Seung-kyung and Suin help the other sister escape in the opposite direction while zombies chase after them. Jong-gil is saved by an attendant and the cheerleader. They all get into a train car just in time. Let me know in the comments which horror movie I should cover next. The other sister, Suin, and Seung-kyung get into another car and quickly let the homeless man inside before the zombies reach him. The zombies surround the entire train, so Yeon-suk tells the attendant they have to leave immediately if they want to survive. The cheerleader protests, saying they can't leave because her friends are still outside. But the attendant calls the conductor anyway and tells him to depart right now. Meanwhile, Sang-hwa finally manages to lock the door he's holding. Suddenly, the zombie horde breaks through the glass as the men are running away. They see the train is already moving and have to hurry. When they reach the bottom of the stairs, two of the baseball players get picked off by zombies. The last player freezes in terror, but Seok-woo gets him moving again. He pushes the boy inside the train safely. Sang-hwa falls behind, and Seok-woo extends his hand to help him. But instead of taking it, Sang-hwa picks up a shield and baton from the ground, using them to protect Seok-woo from incoming zombies. He eventually gets inside the train too. The conductor calls the control center asking if there's an open path to Busan. He's told to continue there, but he asks to be informed when contact is made with Busan Station. Seung-kyung and the others find themselves trapped between two cars full of zombies. She spots an open toilet and signals everyone to get inside quickly. They all squeeze in, and when Seung-kyung steps inside, a zombie immediately attacks her. They barely manage to hold the door closed as more zombies pile against it from outside. Inside another part of the train, passengers are covering glass doors when the conductor announces they'll head straight to Busan. The cheerleader gets a call from the last baseball player. He apologizes, saying nobody else from the team survived. At the same time, Seok-woo is trying to reach his daughter when he suddenly hears Sang-hwa talking to her on his phone. She tells him they're trapped in a toilet in car number 13. The baseball player informs them that other survivors are in car 15. The men immediately prepare to rescue everyone. Sang-hwa creates a strategy: he'll be up front fighting, the baseball boy in the middle, and Seok-woo protecting the rear. They decide to wait until they pass through a tunnel before making their move. The zombies spot them immediately, and all three go in fighting with everything they have. Sang-hwa begins taking down zombies with his bare hands while Seok-woo protects his side. The boy uses his baseball bat as a weapon, and together they fight as an unstoppable team. The next car is filled with zombie baseball players, and the boy freezes when he sees his infected teammates. Sang-hwa pushes him aside and continues fighting. Seok-woo finds a bat and joins the fight. The two men are locked in intense combat with the baseball zombies, and the boy can't move to help. Suddenly, they pass through a tunnel and the zombies start acting strangely. They can't see in the darkness. Seok-woo makes noise with his bat, and the zombies follow the sound, allowing the three to escape through the doors. The train exits the tunnel just as they get through, and the zombies attack again immediately. They rest briefly between cars when Seok-woo gets an idea. He suggests using their phones as decoys once the train enters another tunnel. They enter the dark car when zombies can't see them, and Seok-woo throws Sang-hwa's phone to the back. He calls it, and all the zombies move toward the ringing sound, letting them escape without fighting. They finally reach the toilet where everyone is hiding. The reunion is emotional and happy. The baseball player finds another empty toilet nearby. When they pass the next tunnel, he gets everyone inside safely. Seok-woo calculates how long until the next tunnel, and the boy texts the cheerleader in car 15 about their progress. The cheerleader is thrilled that he's coming back alive and shares the news with other passengers. Yeon-suk naturally doesn't like this information since the people coming might be infected. Most passengers seem to agree with his selfish thinking. The cheerleader begs the attendant to make the others understand, but even he agrees with Yeon-suk's position. When the train reaches another tunnel, everyone exits the toilets. Now they must figure out how to get past the zombies blocking their path. Someone suggests crawling through the luggage racks above the seats. Seok-woo creates a distraction, and everyone climbs down safely in the car. They move into the next section. The homeless man accidentally falls, and Seok-woo goes to help him. Both get stranded when the train exits the tunnel and zombies can see again. Seok-woo counts down the seconds until they make their run. But the homeless man steps on a soda can, attracting immediate attention. They still manage to get through the door, but Sang-hwa ends up holding it because a zombie gets stuck in the opening. The baseball player calls his girlfriend in car 15, but that door is locked from the inside. The people in car 15 have sealed the door and won't let the cheerleader open it for her friends. Seok-woo rushes over to help Sang-hwa hold the door as the boy desperately tries to break through to the other side. Suddenly, a zombie bites Sang-hwa's hand. They finally smash through to car 15, and the baseball player tries to enter. But Yeon-suk holds the door shut, refusing to let him in. As other men try to help Yeon-suk, Jong-gil and the cheerleader fight them from inside, trying to open the door. Seung-kyung starts walking toward her husband, but Sang-hwa tells her firmly to stay away. He tells Seok-woo to take her and leave because he's getting tired and can feel the infection spreading. Sang-hwa asks Seok-woo to take care of his wife and unborn child. Seok-woo says he's sorry for everything. Suddenly, the door they're holding breaks apart completely, and they have to run. Even though Sang-hwa is turning, he doesn't go down without a fight. He keeps the zombies back as long as he can. The others finally open the door to car 15 and rush inside. Seok-woo grabs his daughter and Seung-kyung, but can't reach In-gil in time. He closes the door, then immediately attacks Yeon-suk, calling him responsible for what happened. Yeon-suk claims Seok-woo might be infected, and the attendant tells the rescue group to move into the vestibule area between cars. All the passengers from car 15 tell them to get out and leave. The homeless man goes first into the vestibule. The cheerleader refuses to stay with such selfish people, so she joins the baseball player. Seung-kyung tells Suwon they should go too, and Seok-woo follows them. The selfish passengers seal the vestibule door, trapping the good people outside. Jong-gil sees her zombie sister on the other side of their door. Overcome with grief and anger at the passengers' cruelty, she opens the door before anyone can stop her. The zombies storm into car 15, attacking all the selfish passengers. Meanwhile, the conductor calls asking about the situation in Busan. He doesn't get a clear answer but sees fires burning in the city from a distance. Seok-woo finally has a real conversation with his daughter. He promises he'll take her to see her mom for her birthday no matter what. Later, Seok-woo gets a call from his assistant, who tells him Busan has the best defenses of all the cities. He also reveals that the virus started in one of the companies Seok-woo's firm invested in. The train suddenly brakes hard because there's a blockade on the tracks ahead. The conductor announces he'll find another working train to get the remaining survivors to Busan. Yeon-suk and the attendant have somehow survived the zombie attack in car 15. The conductor checks trains one by one, but most are filled with zombies. He finally finds an empty one and starts moving it. Yeon-suk and the attendant are stuck in a toilet. Yeon-suk tells the attendant to go out first, then pushes him into the zombies so he can escape alone. A burning car crashes into the trains, separating the survivors. The baseball player gets the cheerleader into a train car. While he tries to break open a door, Yeon-suk enters and sacrifices the girl to save himself. The baseball player escapes and gets rid of the zombie, but the cheerleader begins transforming in his arms. She bites him before he can react. Meanwhile, Suin wakes her father. The three of them, Seok-woo, Sung-kyung, and Suin, plus the homeless man are trapped under a fallen train car. Yeon-suk runs toward the moving train the conductor prepared. When the conductor tries to help him aboard, Yeon-suk leaves him behind to be consumed. The train car keeps collapsing, but Seok-woo finds a way out. As he turns to pull the others through, the gap caves in. Zombies break through windows, and the homeless man fights to protect the girls. Seok-woo opens the gap again, and both girls get out safely. The homeless man stays behind, sacrificing himself for them. Sung-kyung, Seok-woo, and Suin run from the zombie horde, chasing after the moving train. All the zombies from the station run toward them, creating a massive wave. Everyone manages to board the train, but zombies grab onto it too. Seok-woo kicks them off one by one until they're all gone. The three search for the conductor but find a half-transformed Yeon-suk in the cabin instead. He manages to open the door. Seok-woo tells him he's infected, and moments later, Yeon-suk completes his transformation and attacks. Seok-woo fights him while Sung-kyung tries to help. During the struggle, Yeon-suk bites Seok-woo's hand. Seok-woo chains himself to the train, then throws Yeon-suk off completely. Realizing he's been bitten and will soon transform, Seok-woo gets both Sung-kyung and Suin inside the cabin. He shows them where the brake controls are located. He tells Suin to stay with Sung-kyung and get to Busan where it's safe and her mother is waiting. Suin can't let him go, crying and begging him to stay. But before he can fully transform into a zombie, he releases himself from her grip and exits the cabin. As he leaves, Suin screams and cries desperately after him. As Seok-woo begins turning, he remembers the beautiful day when Suin was born. With that memory in his mind, he jumps off the moving train. Sung-kyung and Suin have to stop the train because there's a blockade on the tracks ahead preventing them from going further. They leave the train and continue on foot through rubble and bodies scattered everywhere. The two enter a dark tunnel, walking carefully through the darkness. On the other side, the military is positioned and ready. A sniper has them in his sights but can't tell if they're infected or not. An order comes through to eliminate them. But suddenly, Suin starts singing the song from her school recital, her voice echoing through the tunnel. The soldiers immediately make the call that survivors are approaching and hold their fire. The story ends with hope as the two walk toward safety and a new beginning.